Wait for this motorbike. Okay. What's up guys, welcome back to another Ultimate Spider-Man review. As you can see, I need a haircut. But in this video, we're going to be covering Ultimate Spider-Man issue 125, and this comic book cover looks beautiful. It may also be hinting at some pretty cool stuff, but we'll be seeing all of that later in the review. Now, as always, before we jump in, let's do a quick recap of what happened last time. The issue took us back through the exact same events of issue 123, except this time it was the experience from Spider-Man's perspective fighting Rhino, the god-awful headaches every time Venom was nearby, the butthole in Spider-Man's costume needing repair, and our very first introduction to the menacing villain of the Beetle. And I've got to say, that suit is bad ass. Moving on, Spider-Man faces off against Beetle with his usual witty Spidey personality before landing in Roxxon. Beetle steals samples of what looks to be related to the Venom symbiote before blasting his way back out there and escaping. Towards the end of the issue, Spider-Man gets a visit from Nick Fury telling him to back off the case, knowing Spidey would do the complete opposite. Then confusingly, at the end of the issue, we jump back to the fight with Venom outside the museum from issue 123. And finally, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can stay updated for when I review the next issues. Now, let's review Ultimate Spider-Man issue 125. Okay, quick heads up before we get started. I have got a fan on in the background, so if you can hear that, I apologise, but it is roasting. Anyway, straight away the comic opens up with a time jump to 1 month ago with Eddie Brock in a prison facility in the Ultimate Universe's very well known Trask Enterprises, which is also known as Trask Industries, and obviously more popularly known as the creator of the Sentinels in X-Men Days of Future Past, and just popular in the comics in general. Immediately, I give credit to how the comic portrays Trask as a very clear businessman. You can understand just by the words he's speaking that he has very little care for Eddie and literally just wants the symbiote. The fact that Trask states the symbiote is his property and he would usually just have a lawyer forcefully take it back demonstrates Trask's "it's just business" attitude, even when doing it towards a character who can straight up kill him if he wanted to. Now, one downside to the comic is that it takes place within yet another time jump. Whilst it's fairly easy to stay on top of it all, it can become confusing if you start thinking into it too much because of how the last 2 issues have started and ended, repeatedly going back to the fight with Venom and Spider-Man at the museum, and then this issue starting at Trask Enterprises with a month ago. Also, even though we're back with Spider-Man now, I do just want to say how I loved it, how it was Adrian Toomes stood with Mr. Trask, because in the Ultimate Universe, Adrian Toomes isn't the Vulture, it's someone else. So at least we know Adrian Toomes is working at Trask Enterprises in the Ultimate Universe. I still wouldn't consider him a complete good guy though. Anyway, here with Spider-Man, it's another time jump to hours earlier, and then another time jump to later in the evening with Peter and Mary Jane. I'm not sure if it's just me or there have been genuinely a lot of time jumps the last few issues. Like, even the smaller time jumps are happening a lot. But in between all the action, I really like these small moments between Peter and MJ which feel a lot more intimate, especially with the way it's drawn and coloured. It genuinely represents a safer and more relaxed tone compared to what we've been seeing for the last few issues. It also gives us an open window into what their relationship would actually be like as Peter closes off the pages by saying that he's cutting the date short, and MJ not even knowing that it was a date in the first place. But going back to what I said about time jumps throughout the last few issues, we're now in another time jump to 20 minutes earlier at Trask Enterprises, where Silver Sable kidnapped Venom from outside the museum fight earlier in the issue and delivered him back to Trask. I've got to say, I love the layout of how the comic situates Venom in the centre of the room inside this giant evil looking test tube. It just screams horror movie alien vibes, and again, bringing attention to the colour tones, it definitely has that dark, mysterious green alien tone going on. Before anything can happen though, the Beetle rejoins the comic just as suddenly as he made his appearance in the previous issue and takes out everybody within the space of 2 seconds. Now, so far the Beetle is portrayed as this unspoken warrior who takes his work super seriously by the looks of it, and he knows he's good at it. I know he's in an iron suit and you can't really see any emotion, but I think it's more so the way he moves, like everything is with intention. Also, keep note of how the panel colours have turned red. Obviously it's because Beetle has just broken into the facility, but it also initiates a sense of danger amongst us as the reader. Also, just to point out, Venom is looking massive compared to Beetle in this facility. Pretty crazy. Oh, and really quickly, the comic doesn't focus on it too much, but you can briefly see Venom eat an unconscious scientist whole, which again adds to the characteristics of Venom being an actual animal or a monster who's got an uncontrollable hunger, and I love that because it's so different to the 616 version. Anyway, once we make our way outside the building, the swing sequence that follows feels very much like the swing sequence from the previous issue between the Beetle and Spider-Man, except this time it's with Venom, and you can really see the similarities between Venom and Spider-Man shine through, especially as Venom gets the drop on Beetle from above just as Spider-Man did before. Again, the comic is really pushing this narrative of Venom being this uncontrollable monster as the chaos and destruction becomes extremely noticeable, as well as us literally witnessing Venom devour a horse. A horse. I actually had to go back and look at that a few times because I wasn't expecting to see Venom do something like that. We definitely didn't see anything like that in the Ultimate Spider-Man video game anyway, but Venom firing a tendril up towards the Beetle in the sky really did remind me of the game. Anyway, as we get further, Spider-Man eventually joins the fight, and with this, the colours of the comic enhance, become more vibrant, and I don't know if this is just me, but I also feel a lot safer once Spider-Man gets there. Almost like everything's going to be okay now. Either way, it's definitely not, as towards the end of the issue, a completely unexpected cliffhanger takes place where the symbiote unbonds itself from Eddie and rebonds itself to Spider-Man once again, and it is crazy. Spider-Man screaming no really puts across the holy shit moment, and you can see the eyes on the costume still looking like those jagged Venom lenses, which to me as the reader says that it's not Spider-Man wearing the symbiote, it's the symbiote wearing Spider-Man, and that's super scary. You've got to realise Spider-Man hasn't worn the Venom symbiote since he removed it back in issue 36. Looking over the final shot though, I've got to say the pose Spider-Man's holding as he screams into the sky is gorgeous, and with the destruction and the flames behind, really ends the issue in a moment of chaos all around. In my opinion, this is also one of the best cliffhangers I feel we've seen for quite a while, and it's really got me looking forward to the next issue for sure. God, I hope you enjoyed that issue. One of my favourite moments was seeing Venom in the test tube because he was huge. A lot of the time Venom is hunched over and on all fours, but in the tube he stood tall, and it really suggests how powerful he stands compared to normal people in the same room. And I know I haven't done this recently, but we're going to be rating the issue today. Now I really like the pacing, tone, ending of the issue, but I'm not really a fan of the constant time jumps taking place. I would prefer just to see all of this happening more so in real time, unless it is a significant time jump like the 1 month ago that we had at the beginning of the issue. So with all that being said, I'm going to rate this issue an 8 out of 10. As you guys know, I fall more on the optimistic side for these comics, as the Ultimate Spider-Man series is my favourite comic book series, period. And I hope you agree with the score. And yeah, I know I haven't rated the issue in a while, and I think it's just because I didn't feel like we needed to, but over the last couple of weeks or whatever, I've been watching some game reviews for like Last of Us 2 and all that stuff, and I was actually quite disappointed when at the end of the reviews they didn't give the game a score. So I just figured maybe people feel like that about my comic book reviews as well, so that's why I'm bringing it back. Oh, and also, by the way, I completed The Last of Us 2 on Survivor Plus difficulty, so just letting you know that I'm a pro, and the game was amazing, like literally masterpiece. Yeah, I'm one of those people. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about the ending of this issue because it was crazy. And whilst you're down there, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. It's really appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next video. See you later. Oh, and by the way, if you do want to subscribe, you can click right here as well. And if you click here, you can see me review the entire Spider-Verse original series. And if you click right here, actually, I don't know what's going to go here, so just click it. See you later.